It's Monday, January 9th on a pretty day, and Rosalind wants to take a nature walk with Mimi and Gaga. Is that right? Okay, well, we're going to walk around and look at the signs of coming of spring. You've got your little basket because you like to collect things like rocks and sticks and sticker balls. Well, how about let's get a few of these pretty mushrooms that are growing out of the side of this tree. They look kind of like a seashell or a feather, don't they?
Yeah.
Can you pick a few of those and put in your basket? Get the big ones right there. All right, we're going to go down towards the pond and look at some things now. All right, I see a little bit of movement from minnows, and this is the shallow, sunny side of the pond. Just a little bit. And to think it was frozen over completely about a week ago. You remember when it was just solid ice all the way?
Yeah. But our sticks didn't even
The sticks didn't even break. We threw them out there, but I see a little bit of movement in here. All right, now we're up in the spring of the pond, and see these greens coming up? Those are called yellow flag. They're gonna have yellow flowers on them. They look like an iris. They weren't up a week ago, but see the water is kind of warm coming out of the ground over here, and the sun comes down, so the yellow flags will be blooming later this spring. Let's go look at the spring. Here we are at the spring on the bridge, and you see right here where that water's coming out?
Yeah.
All this rain we've had, that's the water that comes up out of the ground and goes all the way out there at the pond. But that little notch is where it comes out. And this is where you can dip water out that's real clean. But that's pretty warm, and that's why the ice melted here first during the cold spell. And you'll see some tadpoles and minnows and things in here when the weather gets warmer. All right, without falling, I want you to look at this tree. See how smooth and white the bark is? And the leaves are still on. This is a beech tree. Beech trees hang on to their leaves until the new leaves come out. And you can spot them all through the woods. But this is a real pretty white bark. Can you say beech tree? All right, let's go up the hill. All right, Rosalind, we're in here in the woods behind your great-granddaddy's house, actually, where I grew up. And this is wild ginger. It's just, the woods is full of this back in here. I want you to smell this root. Very unique smell. Smell that root right there. Can you smell it? It's ginger. Smell it. All right, we're gonna put that leaf in your basket, all right? Rosalind, look at this old rhododendron now. If you look on the sunny side of the bush, that's where the little buds for the flowers first show up. So in a couple of weeks or 3 or 4 weeks, you walk by, you're gonna see a few little flowers on this one because it's the sunny side where it's real warm. This is where a dog or a cat would like to lie, right in here. Come right over here. You know these big bushes, they're called forsythia. Can you say forsythia? And look, they got little tiny buds. We'll come by in another week or two.
And they'll be flowers.
And there'll be yellow bells, there'll be little flowers. It won't be long. I want you to smell that. What does that smell like? Onions. It's garlic. This is a patch of garlic that comes up every year that some of your relatives have grown for hundreds of years. This is an old-timey, I call it the Sardis Road garlic. See this beautiful green plant in the middle of January? That's what we call Jack in the Pulpit. That'll have a beautiful red cluster later on. And look, this old stump, this pine stump, that's fatwood. Can you smell that? That's what we use to start the fires in the fireplace. We'll go around and look for this stuff and break it out. But that's just come up in the last month. These are some white oak acorns that the deer hadn't gotten yet. And look at that one, it's starting to sprout. See that little green sprout coming out of it? If you take that and put it in a pot with some soil in it, it'll grow a white oak tree just like all these big white oaks right here. Why don't you put that in your basket? We'll plant that, the flower basket, flower pot. A dead Christmas tree that I haven't taken it down to the gully yet. Do you still have a Christmas tree in your yard too?
No, we have ours is still in our house.
Yours is still in your house?
Yeah.
Your daddy hadn't taken it down yet.
Okay.
These are some various bushes along here, spirea and some others that my mom always called this breath of spring. We're going to cut some branches and put them in a jar of water in the sunny window in Mimi's house, and they're going to bloom out in the next few days. See, that little bud will turn into a little flower just magically. So we're going to cut a few of these and then put them in a jar of water.
I got pretty little purple flowers.
Rosalind, since your favorite color is pink, see that little pink piece right there?
Yeah.
That's called the eye of a peony. This is in Mimi's garden, but that peony is going to come up before long. Look how Mimi's strawberry plants are just coming to life just in the last few days. There are going to be some strawberries to eat here in about May. Okay, Rah-Rah, we've got a basket full of interesting goodies and some snacks that you and Meredith can have when we're going to walk you back home. I think we've had a nice nature walk, and we will do this again in about a month and see how everything has changed again, okay? That'll be good. All right, let's walk back home.